Give me a bite. Give me a bite. Give me a bite of that. Give me a bite of that. Give me a bite of that. I love a piece of that.
Welcome, one and all.
Gobble, gobble.
Gobble, gobble on. It is another...
Gobbly-goo.
It is another beautiful, cozy, if you're tuning into our YouTube channel, check out our awesome colors. It's a cozy, warm Thanksgiving day, and we're watching Jared's pick with nothing. You can't go wrong with a little classic King of the Hill.
King of the Hill.
Good old Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
I love that. I mean, that's such an easy pun.
Yeah, it's like, it's there. Take it.
You can't not name it after that. That's a perfect pun.
Yeah, they have a couple Thanksgiving episodes. I think there is... Okay, I gotta make sure I don't screw them up. I know there's one where like Joseph thinks John Redcorn is a cannibal because he's told like some Native Americans way back were or something like that. Like that's the one where Bobby's yelling, "I will not eat the white man's meat" or something. Like it's a whole thing. I think there's another one too where they're like trapped in an airport. One of I don't remember which one this is. I probably just the one I just mentioned could have been that one, but I do. There's a specific moment in this one is the reason I picked it because it's hilarious and I won't say it here because we're gonna see it.
Spoil it, of course.
So I'm trying to. Actually, it might be the airport one for all I know. I think it is the airport one.
It's hard to remember much of a show when you binge it real quick like you did, isn't it?
Oh,
it wasn't that quick. I watched it over the course of like 5 or 6 months.
That's pretty quick when you condense a 13-year season.
That is true.
Or a 13-year show down to 5 months.
Even if I watched it spread out, 13 years of a show is a lot.
I don't know. I remember everything about Smallville.
Now,
that's not 13 years.
It's 10, though.
It's not 13.
Now, do you enjoy the fact that you remember
It's
all
twice
of it?
the length of it, though.
That is true.
Well, I'd be curious as to time as to difference. But yeah, no, it was funny because I remember coming in here several times like, oh, watch more King of the Hill. Oh, watch more King of the Hill. So
we talking on here?
No, when I would just when he would
not
come
on the
in
show.
to
You would
record.
talk about it.
I could. I'm like, I could have sworn we've only watched one episode, and it was the Y2K episode in 2021.
Yeah,
that was our New Year's one.
That was a good pick.
So, yeah, and this one, of course, is Thanksgiving, as we said. We're gonna call it Thanksgiving today. Just,
I like it.
And I'm excited to watch it again. When you watch it fast, it's all part of one big glob, as we've said about other shows, and it just gets cut down to moments. So when you rewatch it, like, oh yeah. You have to King of the Hill. Unlike other adult animated cartoons, they do have a sense of change. So like when Joseph comes back from summer camp and he's huge because he has his growth spurt and he's voiced by Brecken Meyer, whatever it is, instead of Brittany Murphy. Like stuff like that. Like he stays. Like there's progression at times in the show. So it's like, oh yeah, that's when this was happening. Just like normal sitcom.
That same thing happens to me with Bob's Burgers. Like I watched through a lot of it really fast, so it all just kind of blends together in my head.
feel like that is a kind of a comparable show.
Some of the same people work on. I think.
There actually are.
Oh, who is it? Jim Dotrieve, I think, has worked on both, and it's his namesake that they gave to Bill in King of the Hill. Oh. I think he's worked on both shows.
They're both Fox Animations. So
yeah,
they're definitely.
And when did Bob's Burgers start? Like 2012, 2013. Because King of the Hill ended. King of the Hill ended in like 2010, 2011.
So I'll bet you they just.
So that's probably what happened. That's probably they probably have a lot of the same crew.
Yeah.
Very similar, long running, pretty consistent.
Yeah.
Very different.
Very different in premise, but they both know what works, and they both obviously, they both worked well. They both ran a long time.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's do this. Let's
take a bite.
This is a fun episode, and I love that theme song.
So much happens, and it's so much fun. And you know, right when they get to the airport, it's, oh, they're not going in.
They're not.
Like, I already knew that because I've seen it, but it is one of those sitcom tropes of they're just stuck.
Yeah. Well, and I love the classic dad joke. Oh, we got there 5 hours early. Hopefully we're still going to be on time.
Yeah.
Classic.
Oh, there's so many, that joke that you laughed really hard at where they like so-and-so go up, you have a call, pick up the white courtesy phone. Peggy, that's so-and-so. And that's the joke.
There's so many classic dadisms that Hank pulls out. It makes me so happy.
Well, I wasn't looking at the bags, but the whole time but you were there. I turned my back for a second. Well, it might have been for Hank. Just say you were there with the bags. Peggy, that is an official officer. That would be perjury. They look through it like, okay, it's clean. Good. I do have this thing of propane. They let that lady with the oxygen tank on.
Hank, in my opinion, the day before Thanksgiving is the worst day to travel.
Yeah, it's the busiest or whatever. It's
so many good one-liners. Like, there's a lot of good jokes, but like it's just the zingers that just got me so many times.
And as I said in our intro, the whole reason I picked this was the one moment of Dale asking John Redcorn, "Do your people even celebrate Thanksgiving?" We did. Once.
That one got me. Oh,
that is one of that moment is one of the reasons I started watching King of the Hill. Someone posted it a couple years ago on Facebook, just like the two frames, and I laughed so hard. I need to look up this clip. I looked up the clip, and from there, YouTube kept suggesting clips, and that turned into me for weeks just watching different scenes until I finally just like, oh, it's on Hulu, and I watched the whole show. So somewhere in like early 2021, it was probably actually Thanksgiving 2020, someone posted that. And then just a couple months of that, and then early 2021, I was like, I'm going to watch through the show. So this episode technically is the reason I watched the whole show, and it's become one of my favorite shows easily.
Honestly, the comedy in this is right up my alley. I am genuinely shocked I haven't tried to sit down. I mean, it's daunting. There's a lot of episodes, and that's
it
hard.
flies by, and you got plenty of duds, when you run for 13, but plenty of great ones. It is similar to Bob's Burgers, where I personally feel like the early seasons are a lot funnier. But in Bob's Burgers' case, it changes to be more wholesome. King of the Hill, I wouldn't say becomes more wholesome. It becomes a little more Flanderized, where it's like characters are only doing what. Oh, that's of course. It's like they become less characters, more characterizations. It's still consistently good. Yeah. And they, the change into more like, I don't know if it was Flash in it, like that they changed too, but there's a different, like here's season 4. You see, it's actually more of a hand-drawn
you can definitely
thing, whereas later it's like, okay, I can see where it becomes digital. But that's still, I like the whole thing.
No, it's,
but those first couple seasons are really sharp.
This I was literally cracking up throughout almost the whole episode.
So many good moments. Every it's one of those where you get the whole palette of characters just being themselves, even if it's just bits and pieces.
Mm-hmm. The fact that Bobby kept trying to just eat something, I don't know why. And there was a shot where it was like right before Peggy told him to go. Like there's a cash register open, go run and go get it. And before she told Hank, Bobby is on the loose, which that cracked me up too. But in the shot, they animated him, and please turn into YouTube so you can see my face when I do what he did. He was just going, like just sticking his tongue out for no reason at all. And it just made me laugh. It was so random.
And then Khan dressing up as one of the workers to get free food at the front of the line is so funny.
I also appreciate
I'm the district manager.
I also appreciate we cut in front of line. That's what makes us humans.
That's what separates us from the animals.
That's another great line. It's just so well. Like,
and it's funny how like this season 4, it's like the whole point is Luann wants to see her dad because he works on an oil rig. This is his day pass, and then when her dad he comes to visit them in Arlen, he's awful. I can't stand him. You're not supposed to like him. Like that's like season 10. I feel like
that is one of the things,
or maybe like 12. It's late, and he's awful. Her mom's already awful.
Watching this out of context, I did not understand. I didn't remember what happened, like why she was there and what was going on with her character.
Who?
Luann.
What she was doing there?
Yeah.
She was going with them because her dad was going to be there. I think there's some retconning because I think it's her mom is Peggy's sister.
Okay.
I'm never sure which one of her parents is Peggy's sibling, but they're going to Peggy's mom's place in Montana.
Right.
So that's why
okay.
Luann is going with them.
Okay.
And her dad's gonna be there for one day, and they missed it. Of course. Oh, Hank,
Gotcha.
you're supposed to get tickets for the family. I did. The Hill family. Hank Hill, Peggy Hill, and Bobby Hill. I'm like, Hank, come on. I do like also the poor worker at the desk, just directing your insults to me will not help your playing. Go ahead, you're an ass.
That's what that was.
It's like, I do like Hank's also. Like, there are times it's like Hank is acting just like someone his age would to them. It's like, sir, I am Hank Hill, and I'm prepared to do anything possible to get this plane off the ground. So put me to work. It's like, dude, you can't do anything.
Weather.
There's nothing you can do. Mm-hmm. And like with the people like with the tickets being $700 because it's the day up. Which of course this is. What year is this? 1999.
I was also. I'm glad you pointed out the year that this came out because I could tell that this was pre 9/11 type of airport security. Like you could just see the difference. It's just.
And just the way he. Just the whole thing. It's like, yeah, this is. There's so much to talk about. I keep forgetting what I'm gonna say.
I do love just all the different silly, goofy Hank Hillisms, but all at the end of the day, he gives up his spot for the other family because
he looks at them and it's him lying to them. He's like, I can't do it.
So I just love that at the end of the day, even as stupid as he is, he always tries to be a good guy, and I
call him stupid. He's very naive and straight laced.
Yeah.
Like what should be just did you see your bags all the time? Yes. Turns into I have to tell him the blunt truth about every little thing, and it slows up the line for no reason.
Mm-hmm. Which
they blow up his turkey.
Thinking about that, part of the reason the plane didn't get off was totally his fault too.
Because
he didn't have to cook that turkey there, and
it's the
he
fact that
could have just bought a propane grill there. And
yep. Well, they thought his turkey was a bomb,
and then they exploded a bomb by bombing it.
Obviously, because what other way do you take care of a bomb?
Well, based on the last one that we watched last week.
That's true. What is up with our Thanksgiving picks and bombs? How is that the running?
Did yours have a bomb? No. Well,
No,
I mean, it had a
didn't.
ticking time bomb, sort of.
The gallbladder. Yeah.
That's true. I forgot about that.
All three have had explosions.
Oh my gosh.
What are we as Americans?
That is
Able to skip in line.
Yeah. That is incredible.
Bill just has nothing else to do. He's cooking a TV dinner in the oven in like a giant turkey pot
a big Dutch
or a
oven,
Dutch oven, and then just when it announced all flights will be grounded, delay. He doesn't say anything. He just
It's good voice acting. Because when you can just make noises and it comes across like you know exactly how that they're feeling. Like that's good acting.
So I don't particularly like this show a whole lot. I've seen a lot of it. I think part of the reason, like I said during the episode, the secondhand embarrassment from Peggy is pretty intense for me.
When she was lying about...
No, what was it?
The guy walks up and speaks English, and then you're habla español.
Oh, yeah.
Just speaking both. She's the whole joke is she's a Spanish substitute teacher, and she's terrible at speaking Spanish. And she's incredibly arrogant, and that's one of the most hated characters by a lot of fans, and I don't understand it because of course she drives you crazy, but that's kind of the point.
It is absolutely.
I don't hate her.
The point of her character.
She drives me nuts, and she's done some pretty awful things, but also I don't hate her. She fits the show perfect. Mm-hmm. And that whole thing about that's strike one. Oh, don't start with that baseball. That's strike two. What happens when he gets to strike three?
I don't think he knows.
I don't think he knows.
That's just marriage.
But that's one thing they do well is portray real people.
Yeah.
But I think the other reason why I didn't really like it as, I don't want to say a kid, but it was on when I was in high school. So
You're probably like 10 or 11 when it started.
Kid-ish. When I was watching it was because I would look at Bill and go, oh no. Oh, that's me, isn't it?
Because he slipped on the ice.
That, and he's fat and bald and lonely.
You're not lonely.
Not anymore, but when I
You're
thought
not
that I
bald.
was.
You also still have a little
Look,
bit of hair.
look, my guy. Tell
It
me
wasn't-
I'm not going to
It
eventually
wasn't
have that
receding
hair.
that much back in the day.
Eventually, but you're fine for now.
For now. Well, I'm married now, so it doesn't matter.
Also,
She's
Bill,
stuck with
like,
me.
you're not pathetic. Bill is pathetic. And
I
we
still
love
had
him
that.
for it.
But the point is that I had that fear.
Gotcha. Oh, Bill.
He was funny in this episode.
Everyone is funny.
I will say that watching these 2 episodes that we've watched because you picked them, I've found it much more funny than I used to.
They are way funnier a second time. I remember watching this the first time, laughing at the we did once moment and chuckling at other things. I was laughing nonstop this time. I think it's because it's the same. It's just the classic. I know where it's going, and I
Yeah.
can just enjoy the ride. And it's just a lot. It's so dry. It's a lot funnier on a
that is what
rewatch.
it's very just
It's dry because it's raining outside.
Turkey.
dry turkey. It is the thing. It's like very just. It's like the offhanded comments. It's just like the nonchalant delivery that just.
It's just
makes
him.
me cackle.
He is just so. What's a good word to explain? I think
American?
square.
Yes.
Boomerish?
Yeah, that's
But
what
it's
it is.
so
He's
funny.
so classic boomer
He's
Americanism.
got this naivete about him too. It's like it's just like in the episode with the Snoop Dogg pimp, and he's like, "I'll lose him," and it's a yellow light, and he's waiting, and then
Yeah.
goes past it, and it's
the
right-
tire
got
comes off
him.
and he's like, "Don't drive on it." Or is that a different
No,
episode?
it's a different. He goes at the last second before it's red. He's like, "There, lost him," and he's right behind him. What? He can't do that. He ran a red light. It's like, that's your plan for getting rid of him. Another classic episode.
What's the episode where he's trying to drive away from someone and his tire comes off his truck and says, "Don't drive it, and the rim will never be truly circle again."
I don't remember, but I know exactly what you're talking about.
So many classic Hankisms.
The another classic moment is the charcoal in his house. 'Cause
Oh,
Peggy and Bobby love the
yeah.
taste. He's like, "You brought charcoal into my house. I didn't know what it was. Luann asked me to hold on to it. I thought it was drugs. There's soot under my boy's fingers. You don't get that with a clean burning fuel. You don't get the classic smoky flavor either. Shut your mouth. Now we are going to sit here and pray." That's like 20 seconds, and it's so funny. It's just joke after joke.
Yeah, it's not surprising. This is a Greg Daniels project. He is one of the best TV writers, period.
Yeah, because he went on to this from The Simpsons, then he went on to The Office.
Yep.
What did he do after that?
He did Parks and Rec.
Did he do? I thought that was
Yeah.
just Michael Schur.
No, I'm pretty sure that was Sure and
I'm just wondering what else Greg Daniels does. Like, what is he doing now?
We have a tool. at our
I'm looking
fingertips.
right now. He was on SNL first, it says.
Checks out, yeah.
Okay, Parks and Rec. What's after that? Wow, I've never heard of those. Oh, he did that People of Earth show a couple years ago.
Okay.
And then Space Force. That's really it. I think. Oh, and then now they're working on the reboot,
Oh, right.
which still wondering how that's going to work. You know, Brittany Murphy and Tom Petty have died. And then, of course, recently for us, but of course at this point it's been a little bit Johnny Hardwick dying, voice of Dale, one of the show's writers. So that's so sad. He's one of the best characters.
Admiral. The Admiral.
So many good lines. Oh, such a great episode. Anything else before we...
We're going to find a broken parking meter to park the bugaboo.
He's great. But Jared, if they liked watching us react to this silly, goofy episode, where can they find more silly, goofy content from us?
You can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, The Funny, TikTok. Listen to us on Apple, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio. And hey, if it's YouTube, like, subscribe, comment, ring our bell, rate us, and like us on all those apps. Thank you.
Yeah,
and make sure you check out our groovy website.
Absolutely. So yeah, thank you for tuning in. And like I'll say it again, make sure to tune into YouTube so you can see our awesome set. We got some fun, cozy colors going on. Very cozy in the studio. Actually getting kind of warm. But yes, so every Thursday you want to watch us, make sure to
Take a bite.
Give me a bite. Give me a bite. Give me a bite. Give me a bite.